Yeah, it dropped earlier. I don't know what really happened when it dropped. So let's just remember that this is a break time and just going through the charts to see what we have in there. I'm sorry for to everyone that has been there waiting, and I don't know what really happened and the network dropped. So that's how it's dropped us, and so I just started the streaming once again. So it's going to be saving as a different um, event, but that's okay. So we have about 1 hour or so to um, end it. So we still have this time to to continue. Yeah, okay, to continue down with the timing, the last timing. Okay, that's okay. So we are talking about a memory. I don't know if there is any chat, anything that you want to talk about, and you can put it in the chat so we look at it. If there isn't, we'll be starting again once it's 2:15. So let me just go through to see those that have been there. Yeah, there are so many people that came to co-host. Yeah, they you can only do that when it's at the end of the chat, at the end of the program. Then you can request to do the co-host. It's okay, I will be here then. But before then, we have a serious business to do. That means we should focus, and when it is break time, we go on our break. We should be very um, disciplined in doing things within this space, and we should be careful the way we speak and be kind with our words. Is very important. And remember to rest when you ought to rest. To remember to also schedule your joy is very important. I don't really know what the network is doing, and that's not very nice from my network providers, because I've just I had to go and change the package. They saw this one is going to work very fast, and now it's dropping me. So it's not really very nice from them. I will have to call them after now, and to avoid this disruption. That's not what I budgeted for. I didn't want disruption, so I want us to continue. And this one is no longer. Let me just go to the next live and see. Okay, I think it's better now. It's better now. So not really better. I will have to call them. This is annoying. I can see. It's really not. So a stable connection. That's what it keeps showing, which is annoying. Really, it's very annoying. Well, we are coming to the end of it, and we might end it earlier if it continues this way, and hopefully it doesn't. I just hope that it will improve, and we take it from there and go forward. Yeah, because we have like 1 hour to finish, to complete our 6 hours, and this 1 hour is just for me to tidy and finish reading and doing the referencing and checking the inter citation before sending it out. So that's where I am now. I don't know what you have been doing. You can put it in the chat. Let's know what you have been working on, and that might encourage others and those that have been struggling to um, achieve what they want. We can also encourage them by showing them how we work and how things go in this space. So join us every Wednesday and Thursday. It's very important that you have structure to your life, structure to your work life, so it makes life easier and less stressful. I know that pressure is something that we cannot remove totally from humans. Is a little pressure is okay. A little pressure is what we need to keep going, but when it is now too much, it's not something that we can bear. So let's try as much as possible to give structure to our lives, and know when to rest, know when to go back to work, know when to seek our joy and our happiness. Those are very important part of life. Remember that you have these six things that you do with your life always. Make sure that you don't neglect any one of them. You need to take care of your family, you need to take care of yourself, you need to take care of your finances that pays your bill, you need to take care of your planning, you need to plan, because if you don't plan, you waste a lot of time in between jobs, and you need to plan for the interruptions, things that you did not plan that normally happens, so you need to plan for them. Those are the things that you give your time to, so make sure that you don't neglect your social life, because it's very important, especially for those of us that think that you can keep working and never retire. One day you are going to retire and you need friends, so your hobby is very important. Let's go back to our deep work time. This is 3 p.m. and we are going to be working from now till 4, and once it's 4 we are wrapping up, and after the wrap up, then yeah, we continue for the day. If you want to continue working, that's okay, but make sure that you rest when you ought to rest. So let's go and see how much we achieve within this last 1 hour, which is the last section out of the 6 sections that we have. This is the last one of it, so let's go. I can see there are messages here. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for your gift. Thank you. Yeah. So once it's 4 p.m., make sure that you ask questions if you have any questions on how to study, how to improve yourself, how to improve your ability to recall, your ability to retain information. Those are questions you can ask, and we take it off from there and discuss. They are very important. Let's not I don't know, many people think I don't need to ask that question, and people think maybe I'm forgetful. No, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's something that we need to do to improve ourselves. So hopefully by the time we close today, I'll see some questions in there that we can discuss. So this is the end of it today, and this is 4 p.m. So we've been here since 10 a.m. Though the network was really not behaving well today, so it dropped, and a few times we had to reconnect and maybe restart. But it has been a very wonderful time well spent between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and we've had discussions on how to improve our memory, how to improve our productivity, which is very important. We need to improve our focus, improve our attention, because what you pay attention to will grow, and if you don't pay attention, that means you might not be able to encode it, and that means you will not be able to retrieve it when you want. So we need to pay attention, we need to manage our attention, to know what we give our attention to, because that's the currency of this age and you need it. So let's try as much as possible to hold on to our attention and let your brain know when you are going to be closing, when you are going to be resting, when you are going to be working, so it will cooperate with you. But if you keep pulling a long hours of work, then your brain might take excuse, it might just unintentionally go to rest, maybe looking for fun things to do, and you might be reading and not understanding. So try as much as possible to uh, plan your day, plan your rest time. The best time to rest is when you plan to take your rest. So be intentional about your breaks. It's not the time you are tired. If you're already tired, what you need is recovery. It's no longer rest. So you need to rest when you want to rest. So plan the rest before you start your work for the day. Try to plan your rest. Know, okay, this between this time and this time I'll be resting, and between this time and this time I'll be working. So your brain will cooperate with you, and your body will also have less stress. It's very important that you work with less stress and less pressure, because if stress continues, it's going to be producing the hormones that are not good for you, and that will affect your productivity. So the best time to rest is when you plan to rest. So take your rest serious and take short breaks in between your task. You don't need to finish, you don't need to uh, complete it. Nobody ever complete or finish every work. So try as much as possible to rest. Rest is needed for you to progress. It takes a wise man to know that rest is important and is a part of the resources you need to progress. So when you rest, your brain will start processing the information. When you rest, your body will restore the energy. When you rest, you gain the clarity that you need. That is very important. So try as much as possible to factor in rest in between your job times, and keep to it, hold on to it. It's not a reward for working hard, it's not a reward for finishing all that you have to do. It's not a luxury, it is a necessity. Rest is a necessity. So you need it because you have a lot to do. If you have a lot to achieve, you have a lot to do, then you need rest. That is how to put it, so you don't mess things up. So know that you are resting because you have a lot to do. You are resting because you have so much to think about. You have a lot to um, accomplish. So you take your rest. Make sure that you take good care of yourself. Eat right, eat well, eat the rainbow. You know, the rainbow food that have been is online. You can get it for your children. It makes life easier instead of forcing them or letting them know you must eat vegetable. Just get the rainbow food and have the chat with them using the book. Make sure to take care of yourself. Get food from different sources, and make sure that you eat food that are fresh, and eat the rainbow. Eat from the different colors of food, the red, the greens, the purples, the white. Make sure that you have so much colors in your food. That is very, very necessary. It's very important. If you eat well, you rest well, then you work, then you are going to achieve what you want to achieve. So we'll leave it here today, and we'll meet here again Wednesday next week. So we do Wednesdays and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each of these days, and that makes it 12 hours. And remember, it's a Pomodoro section. We are not pulling all day long. Every 1 hour, have 10 minutes of rest and chat. If you have any question on how to improve your productivity, improve your studies, you want to improve your own skill and improve your ability to retain information, you can just put it across, maybe send a message. Then for the last assignments. That's the last exercise, the memory exercise that we can do. The first one we did was the room scene, where I say you should choose a room in your home, a room that you think you know it very well. So you close your eyes, try to remember the things in those in the room, and try to place them where they are. Those things in the room, try to place them. Then you go back to that room and see if you were accurate in your remembering things. So, and you see if you are able to do that. If you are doing that, it's okay. If you can't, it's still very okay. Why? Because what you need to do is to pull information from your brain, and that struggle alone is what you need to exercise your brain. Then the second one was you sitting to remember the things that you did this morning, the time you woke up, the first person that you saw, and the first word or the phrase that you heard today. So that is very important. Make sure that you go through that also in your mind. So the last exercise I will give us today is to try as much as possible to memorize a number that is very important to you, like a phone number, like a house number. Try to memorize numbers and see how fast you can do that. Your memory is very important, and try to exercise it every day. And the easiest way to do it is to have accountability of your day each time. When you return from work or you are resting, just take 5 to 10 minutes and go through the day, okay, hourly, and say between this time and this time, this is what I was doing, this is where I was, and see how much details you can remember. Because so many people are having problem remembering things. Till you start making the efforts, you might not know how bad it is getting. So try as much as possible to consult yourself during this week. If you are going to shop and you are going to do anything, and they have given you change or your balance and you're trying to calculate it, please consult your brain first before you go to that calculator or your phone. Try to see if you can calculate your balance. That is a way to exercise your memory. Again, if you have any spelling you are struggling with, it would be good that you try to pull it from your brain. Check first if you know it. Always consult yourself first before you go to those tools, because they are tools and not a replacement for your brain. They are tools and not a replacement for your ingenuity. So don't sell your ingenuity for any of these. They were developed by humans. You don't want to be a robot that everybody is doing the same thing. So try as much as possible to consult yourself first. Even if you're going to write a letter, you're going to write a message, instead of going straight to your help, whatever help you're using to write it, first write it yourself. Then you can consult them to see, okay, this is what you are writing, or what you got wrong or right. If you are doing the spelling, you try to spell it. If you can't, you write it down. If you can't, then consult your Google or whatever you are using as help. And when you are consulting, make sure that you try to learn it, so you don't keep going back, because that is what we have become now. We keep going back to it. We are no longer thinking. You see people being very forgetful. You see people being very confused, and maybe not even saving any information. It's not because they are getting weak, but because they are now training their minds to find where to find information, not to learn it, not to understand it. So you need to retrain your mind by telling your mind that information is important, so pay attention to it. So this time next week will be here also, and Wednesday. Always join during the break time. We give these kind of tips and exercises that you can do to improve your memory. And remember that you need to be sharp. You need to be should I say very aware of your environment, even in your old age. So you need to wake up and start exercising your memory. And remember that the best exercise for your memory is retrieval, active recall. So try as much as possible to pull information from your brain before you consult any external help. And bye for now. I will see you next week. And thank you to everyone that supported in one way or the other. Bye.